Hello, my name is Billy Conklin. This is my interpersonal communication project for Human Service Counseling 508, Liberty University. My professor is Dr. Rita Smith. In order for you to be able to follow along the slides as I'm moving to the next slide, I will simply say slide. Slide. The purpose of this project is to develop an interpersonal communication design that will demonstrate an acquired knowledge of what it takes to develop healthy relationships. As we move forward through the presentation, we will be covering the following: my personal introduction, what is interpersonal communication, enlarging the conversation, my overarching goals, my behavior blends, my potential barriers, noise pollution, and finally, my action plan. Slide. Who am I? I'm a Christian woman. I'm a widow. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. I'm an employee. I'm a senior credit manager at a Fortune 200 company, and I manage 12 people, and we're responsible for about $1 billion worth of sales. I'm also a volunteer. I volunteer at my local church teaching a grief share, and I'm also a student. I currently have my MBA, and I am currently working on a Master of Arts degree in counseling, crisis, and trauma. Slide. Stewart says interpersonal communication is communication that happens when people talk and listen in ways that maximize the personal. The goal of communication is to enhance relationships. Slide. What is enlarging the conversation? Well, enlarging the conversation to me means that there's more than one way to communicate in order to be effective at it. We must recognize that not everyone will respond or react in the same manner as we do, or as anyone else does. Stewart tells us that communication is inhaling, which is receiving, and exhaling, sending your message. We do more inhaling than exhaling. Burley Allen says, or advises, that empathetic listeners do not judge the talker. By listening actively, you demonstrate interest in what the talker is saying. I must strive to listen with understanding. Slide. What is an overarching goal? Well, the overarching goals that I have come to identify during this class for me are my need to enhance and improve my listening and communication skills, my need to enlarge the conversation by being genuine and real, my need to overcome barriers that impede active and empathetic listening. I also want to follow James 1:10, which says, "Let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger." Being a better listener can only improve the quality of my relationships, regardless of who they are with. 5. Listening. Listening is one of the most often used communication skills. There are steps to assist in improving your listening skills according to Seiya Kimura. Focus and stop talking. Remove all disruptions. Have compassion. Be empathetic. Really listen to the other person. Be patient. Avoid biased listening. Listen to more than the words. Hear the tone. Be conscious of the other person's body language. According to Diamond, a person should listen deeply, attentively, and try to see matters from the other person's perspective. 5. During this course, we were asked to take 2 assessments. The spiritual gifts and the 4-DISC personality assessment was one, and a communication skills test was the other. After taking the 2 assessments, I discovered that my spiritual gifts are administration, leadership, and encouraging. I discovered that my behavioral blend was S and SD. What does that tell you about me? The spiritual gift of administration means that I like to evaluate a situation, see what needs to be done, and then get it done. The gift of leadership means that I have the ability to influence others and to direct them in what needs to be done, still getting it done. The gift of encouragement simply means that I like to motivate others through encouragement. So my behavior blend. Okay, so what is expected of me? Well, that was an S, which means I'm stable, steady, and shy. I'm a people pleaser. I really want people to like me. I'm motivated with opportunities to help others. So then what is expected of me is SC. I'm a steady, confident personality. I really like to find the facts, and I like researching for them. I generally want to proceed slowly and reach a logical conclusion. I'm a very loyal friend. Because I typically do not like changes, and I don't speak out enough, I tend to be used by people. I need to build my confidence, speak out more often, be assertive, and learn to control my insecurity. So what are some potential barriers? Well, positive potential barriers for me is that I'm a humble spirit, very well liked, I'm stable and steady, slow and steady wins the race. I'm a great listener, and I'm a quiet leader. Negative potential barriers for me. I'm not very outspoken, so I'm not really very impressive. I blend in with the crowd. I don't like to be someone who stands out, but I can be a fault finder. In order to balance these behaviors, I need to work on being more assertive. I need to enjoy relationships instead of enduring them. I need to speak out more often. Work on increasing my confidence. The biggest thing is to remember that peace and happiness do not come from security and safety. I need to step out a little more. My goal is to stay focused for understanding. Pride. Noise pollution. What is noise pollution? Well, internal noise pollution are those things that we use to distract ourselves, like thinking about what I'm going to do after work, pending project that needs to get done, worrying about other things, biased listening, hearing what I want to hear, not what's really being said. To avoid this, I will put myself in an environment of only focusing on the talker. Okay, so what's external noise pollution? Well, those are things around you that keep you from listening at your full potential. Loud conversations, time crunch, clock watching, others interrupting the conversation, any interruption of any kind, gazing out the window, that can really be distracting. So my plan is to put myself in a position to only focus on the face of the talker. Slide. So here's my plan of action. I need to be more mindful of what my behavior blend is and how it impacts my ability to listen. I need to learn what distracts me and put myself in positions to avoid those distractions. I need to use the talker-listener cards provided by Peterson. And I need to practice. Practice constantly to be a better listener. The most important thing in communication is to hear what isn't being said, according to Peter Drucker. Slide. So this ends my presentation, and I thank you very much for allowing me to share some of the things that I learned about interpersonal communication. God bless.